George, today here in Church Street at the office of the opposition leader, Barry Jack Dio, had his weekly press conference, and a number of topical and eyebrow-raising discussions came to the floor. For instance, when asked if he would be open to a third term, given the fact of the challenge that now obtains at the Caribbean Court of Justice, he did not deny that he would accept the nomination of the party to run for the third term.
I have a job now. I have a job now. I don't, frankly speaking, to tell you the truth, competitive politics to me, and having to go to, let me answer it differently. Having to go to cocktails and receptions and accrediting ambassadors and listening, having courtesy calls, and a whole range of those things that go with the presidency, they don't attract me, cutting ribbons, etc.
He skirted the issue, but in essence you could hear him say that he would not deny that he would want to run again as the president, for the position of the president. And of course, I asked him because only a couple of days ago I had an exclusive interview with past President Donald Ramotar, and Mr. Ramotar himself expressed the desire that given the opportunity, he would want to run for another term representing the PPP.
Turn down a nomination to that position?
But I've never turned down my party's request at no time. I've always tried to discharge my responsibility to the PPP to the best of my ability.
When asked what are his thoughts on that, you will hear how the former president answered that.
Ramotar is free to think what he wants and say what he wants. It's a free country. That's all.
Since he said that Donald Ramotar can say what he likes, that he's a free citizen. Also coming out of the press conference today is the former president saying that there will be a revival of the civic arm of the PPP, where they will bring in parties who want to be a part and civic-minded persons. So there will be a revival of the C in the PPPC as they head into the 2020 elections.
Our party will work on a compact with civil society before the next elections to promise them a series and get the involvement of civil society with us in terms of ideas and people. We will make some promises to civil society about the types of policies we want to pursue, which could very well include constitutional reform, the financing of political parties reform, making sure that we have legislation, things that they're being concerned about. We are going to broadly outline what we want for Guyana. What kinds of policies? They must be pro-poor, pro-wealth creation, inclusive of every race, every religion. And any party that wants to be part of that collective that pursues, which pursues those dreams, would have a space.
George, you will also hear that the former president is saying that they have laid charges today against some ministers of the government, charging them with corruption. When he was asked if this is not tit for tat, given the fact that Dr. Ashley Singh and Winston Brassington have been charged for corruption, he said, well, it's not really tit for tat, that the charges were going to come, but that given the fact that the government has pursued charges against these two affiliates of the PPP, that they have decided that they will institute charges against some of the ministers of the government.
I've been talking about this, about private criminal charges for a while now. They would have come up, but maybe slightly differently, because what they did is they defined what is misconduct in public office. And so these are 1 million times more egregious
Also coming out to the press conference, the former president said that the government had accused them of opening all these accounts, some 300 bank accounts, and that they were using them for slush funds, and yet the former president is saying, where are the charges that are associated with these audits that were done, that they said pointed out all these criminal irregularities? And he's saying there was no truth to that, there was never any truth to that, or by now there should have been charges leveled at those who should have been held accountable. Were there indeed mismanagement and criminal mismanagement of these finances? So there you have it, George.
Thanks for watching Headline News. Leave a like or comment below. And for updates on the latest news happening in Guyana, click the subscribe button.